Welcome back, everyone. Today I bring you the second game in the playoffs between Blitz-War and GoldenPanzer. And this time we are on Airport Duel, as you can see. And we have Blitz-War on the right in blue, playing the new French division, the 152nd Infantry division. And on the left-hand side, in red, we have GoldenPanzer playing, I'm pretty sure this is one of the oldest divisions in the game, 39th Guards motorized. So pretty funny matchup in that sense, one of the oldest divisions against one of the newest divisions. I was a bit confused by the division pick of Blitz-War, because first of all, 152nd seems pretty bad, but I mean, okay, whatever. I think there might be some way to play them, but I would have assumed that it's definitely not on Airport, which is an extremely open map. So, yeah, as I said, I didn't really understand why he picked that, but I mean, let's see. Maybe he can make it work. On the other hand, 39th seems like a pretty decent pick, just in general, even though with a few nerfs recently. Again, for example, the Storm S, I think. Yeah, the Storm S has been nerfed. It's the MTLB with the Kokon 88GM launcher on top. Also, Blitz has again a deck with only 49 out of 50 activation points. Don't know what's going on with the guy, but he likes building his decks weirdly. I mean, I can kind of respect it. It's at least unique, fairly unique. Yeah, we will see how it goes. Let's see what Blitz-War has deployed. You can see two Web Mephistos and Mistral going to the southern side. And one of the Mephistos is deploying very aggressively here. Don't know where this is, where you would want to use the extremely lightly armored ATGM vehicle without any smoke launchers. I'm not sure whether the 152nd gets the other one, but there's the other Hot 2 vehicle launcher that is tracked. It's slower, but it has smoke, so I would always prefer that one. 120mm mortar, most likely for smoke. At least I hope it's going to be smoke, because if you used it for a cheat, it would be really stupid. So definitely an interesting choice as an opener. Two Marsouins Éclaireurs, so whatever, infantry, strong, or fairly strong, no special forces or anything, but resolute, and with a pretty decent loadout, especially also with their infantry smoke grenades, can be very good, but micro intensive. One deploying very aggressively up there, and one a little bit less aggressively to Feather, which kind of makes sense because 39th doesn't really have any forward deployed. Two EBR-90s, those are new recon vehicles, pretty cool little, I don't want to call them tanks, armed recon vehicles. Commandos de l'air, also not special forces, but airborne forward deployed, and with some also very pretty good weapon loadout with the sniper rifle, and 9-man squad, so you know, strong squad size. Also comes in the VIB, so as an AA 20mm. Recon helicopter, which is an interesting choice. Another commander air going into Elena to secure it against any enemy advance. Makes sense. Reserve Leclercs, and then some reservists, another Wab Mephisto and Milan 1, all going to the center, and the command vehicle. Also, the command infantry was deployed at the bottom side. Crusader AA2 coming in. It's a bit weird. Like, if it can't do anything against, well, it can do something against helicopters because it has guns, but has no missiles it can use against helicopters. But let's quickly look what GoldenPanzer put down. Two Resvetka going to the south, two BRDM2s going towards Feder with the Motorosvedka going there as well, Motostrelki going to the southern command point. Then we have two Iglas, Motostrelki, Metis, two of them, and the Conquerors all going to Feder Coop, actually two Coops with supply trucks, another Motostrelki going up top with the BRDM2, two normal Motostrelki going to the top town, and another Motostrelki and another Conquerors also going to the top town with the Motorosvedka, so pretty heavy deployment on the top side by GoldenPanzer, which is fair enough, because you would assume that this is where a Blitz war wants to push through. Marine, Marsouin Eclaireurs get through, so we see the helicopters not spinning change here at work, because otherwise beforehand they wouldn't have been able to land here. They were barely able to land before their helicopter could have been rotated to death. This is definitely an annoying position for him to be in, but ultimately doesn't give him that much, because he can't get into the sector for the moment. Now the vehicles have arrived at the front line as well. Though actually GoldenPanzer at a +1 because he started with two commands. T80BV already coming in. Interesting choice to make. Though I guess he wants to make it a slow build-up. Also then has his BTRs here for fire support. Alpha Jet going down at the top side. Buying the Alpha Jet wasn't really the right choice, and the second one coming in on the other side of the map. I think if you already want to use the Alpha Jets, you should really use them together, because they're so vulnerable and easy to kill that if you have two of them, you have a lot higher chance of at least one getting through. They at least have 10% ECM, so that's something, but they get one hit by everything except manpads. I'm not sure, does a Strela 10M have 5 or 6 damage? I can't remember at the moment. But get one hit by every long range AA that is. So now Blitz-War has captured Feder, puts him at a +1, and with the capture of Elena will put him at a +2. And she really wants to get the early tick going, because the longer the game goes, the worse the situation is. Like, you can play 39th aggressively. I showed that in the last video I did of my own games with the forward deployed Razviet Saperi, and you can even use like the Motorosvedka as well as a forward deployed infantry together with them. I don't, but you can do that if you want to. It could also do a helicopter start, though with the helicopter nurse that might not be the best idea, but I mean, you can play it aggressively. In this case though, GoldenPanzer didn't, really went for the long game. And let's see how this turns out. Might honestly also be the right call against 152nd. Because they just have no staying power at all. Also, weird choice to bring the Milan 1 against 39th. Like, they have a pretty decent amount of T80BVs. I guess it's a decent tool against all the SPWs. But yeah, it can't even one-shot a normal BMP2, so that's also a weird choice to make in this case. Or can it barely? Wait, it's 17 and 4. Can't remember whether it has be 13 or more than 13, the difference between penetration and armor, so it might still be able to one-shot the BMP2, but I'd still prefer the Milan 2, honestly. Though, I mean, I guess he has both cards, so the Milan 1 and the Milan 2, and he has then also the Hot 2 launcher, so yeah, maybe it will actually be a decent idea, but I'm not so sure. Nothing going on in Elena. Yeah, it was. I understand that he was afraid of Blitz-War pushing through the top, but having nothing towards Elena at all was a bit risky. Like, at least some recon squad, you know what's going on, because then he would have seen that nothing was going in there and could have used it to his advantage. Taking back the Feder point, though, and you can see that the HBV is basically unstoppable in this case. The only thing stopping it is that it can not see anything, because the Motorosvedka here is in a not optimal position for spotting. But other than that, like, the EBR-90 Like, even if it would hit, it would be doing barely any damage. Although the T-80 also has a hard time hitting, apparently. Now smokes off against the cluster plane. Will it be enough? Yeah, most likely not, and it won't. So that's a rough loss. And especially with the super Etendard escaping, that's painful. Alpha Jet though goes down, not after dropping its bomb load, so maybe it will kill the command. Yes, it will. So we had two pretty painful losses for GoldenPanzer here. Two F8 Crusaders come in to strafe the Mi-24. Coop is reloading, so can't shoot back, though the other one will maybe... Yeah, I think they're now too far out here. Won't get a kill. SU-27 also called in a bit too late. So yeah, that was pretty painful sequence of events here for Blitz-War. So that's definitely also a strength of 152nd. You need to use the air, but this is one of the reasons why I really don't like the division. Like, the air is supposed to be its strong suit, but even the air is very underwhelming. Like, look at the Alpha Jet. If your enemy has air defense, and they will because they know that you rely on your air, your jets have a very low chance of even getting through to your enemy. So, Blitz-War is still ticking though, still at a +2. So maybe the early game will be enough. And now we see there's an attack ramping up at the north side. Though, I mean, Blitz-War had a lot there. Conquers out of ammo though. SU-27 gets a kill on the napalm plane together with the Coop. Don't know who actually got the kill. Gets hit in return though. What did he get hit by the way? By the Mistral maybe? Yeah, there's no other A at the top side. Yeah, and with the Conquerors being out of ammo, he can't kill off this reservist VAPs here, unfortunately. It's very annoying. Also, the commander sitting in the back doing nothing. Again, as I always say, get a mobile commander at the start, guys, and then just use it to upgrade your artillery. I would rather, you know, lose a few points early on, and then at least use my command than get a little bit faster point tick in the first few seconds of the game, and then just have a command sitting around doing nothing. Razvedka at the bottom side will definitely die. Didn't manage to kill the VAP with its RPG-22. Shameful display. Is there even a command here at the bottom side? Yeah, there's a new command coming in. What was it? Did he take 2 infantry command? Yeah, he took 2 cards of infantry commanders. And every infantry is low vet. Well, I mean, he really wants to use his tanks, I guess, for the damage output. Because his unvetted infantry will really stand no chance against all of this elite infantry. And even the not elite infantry Blitz-War has, simply because he has more of this reservist infantry. And you can see they're pretty decent. No AT launchers though. But this is what the other squads here are supposed to substitute. Vehicles going around the completely northern side. VAPs here could be pushed up a little bit further, honestly. And GoldenPanzer being pushed back completely, so this looks very, very dangerous for him. On the bottom side, though, he just needs to get an O to his command, but the commander... Oh no, they're not on the... Oh my god. Oh, they were on a move order, not on a hunt order. They could have killed the command here, no issue, but they were on a wrong move order. Oh no, I mean, he wanted to prevent them from getting stuck out some stupid infantry to kill off the Conquerors, but I mean, this really came to bite him in the ass in this case. 2 T-80 BVs now, by the way, at the bottom side, and the BMP-2. So this infantry here is really toast. This infantry here as well. So they need to... Yeah, I guess he wants to get rid of the commandos, so yeah, fair. He moves them back. Though he needs to spot them with something. The French 155mm artillery tried to counter battery the Akatsuya and got it to approximately half health. Is now being counter batteried itself, and there wasn't a single point of damage done. Okay. Still, by the way, I think it's stupid that they have 8 HP. Like, they shouldn't have the same amount of HP as a self-propelled artillery gun. That's a bit stupid. Though in this case it wouldn't have mattered because it wasn't even hit a single time anyway. At the top side though, GoldenPanzer managed to stabilize pretty well. Brought in a helicopter. And you can see helicopters are still very powerful, just need to keep them out of AA range. Don't listen to the Reddit coping about, oh my god, I can't use my helicopters anymore. You can, you just need to use your brain. It's actually not that hard. And gun running was already a thing before, like this needs to be fixed like separately. Suiciding planes, and I'm honestly not even sure how to fix it. Now using the Acacia to barrage the units on the northern side, that's not the best choice. Though it's also, I really don't like bringing artillery super close to the front line on one part of the front, because it makes it immediately basically impossible for you, or not impossible, but it massively reduces your effectiveness when supporting the other side of the map. So rather, bring them somewhere around here, for example. Or on airport, I would even tell you to bring them further back because of the sidelines of some of the towers here are absolutely bonkers, so that it doesn't get spotted and then killed by some suicide cluster bomber or AT plane. But either way, bringing them so close to the front line on one side of the map is always a dangerous idea. The Eagler gets loaded into the BTR. I'm pretty sure this is a mistake. LGB came in and killed something. Yeah, I guess the reservist at the bottom side. That's really not... How much are they even? Yeah, 35 points. Yikes. That's really not what you want to use them for. Yeah, the commandos really need to be spotted by something. But he doesn't have any recon squads nearby, no recon vehicles nearby. That's a pretty bad mistake. Lost his BMP-2 for no reason, actually. Though Blitz-War's attack on the top side has pretty much was completely stopped, has completely bogged down. Oh yeah, the mortar here was counter-batteried by the Acacia as well, by the way. Oh, I missed that when it happened. And I'm pretty sure there was a command, there was a command vehicle nearby, for whatever reason, that also got killed. Not a huge loss at the moment, but in the long term, obviously losing a command can be very painful. A second 155 was being brought in by GoldenPanzer, tries to counter battery, but Acacia has already moved out of the way. And Kub is also not really in the danger zone. SU-27 circling the back, definitely a good idea. Even though he shot down quite a few planes for the moment, he obviously doesn't know how many planes GoldenPanzer actually brings. Also interesting that how many planes Blitz-War brings, sorry. Also interesting that Blitz-War only brought one card of the Crusaders. With the really lackluster AA of 152nd, you would think that you want to bring both cards of the fighters. But yeah, we will see. We really hope they get buffed. I mean, we had a few patches where we had them mostly nerfs and buffs to units that didn't really need buffs a lot of the time. Except for the Panzer Granter was a good change. Even though I would like DMRs to be reworked so that they're more like long-range focused and not instantly pin down anything that has ever existed. But it would be cool to maybe have a patch where we buff a few of the useless divisions again, like was recently a post on the Reddit about 35th US Infantry Division, the National Guard one, being nerfed completely unproportionately. And that's right. And 152nd definitely also needs something. While 76 VDV needs to be nerfed. And now the Crusaders coming in and yeah, really not performing that well because they're absolutely shit planes and are for whatever reason only 2 per card, and you only get 2 cards, so you get basically 4 of the worst fighters in the game. Yeah. Weird choices overall. SU-27 gets hit by the Mistral though. Helicopter mobbed up a bit at the bottom side, definitely a good idea, so that just in case Blitz-War wanted to start some advance through the bottom side, GoldenPanzer could have caught him off. Well, we know that there wasn't anything going on, but he obviously couldn't know. The cheeky VAP going to the back line, maybe trying to find some units or get some information, though the Mi-24 already on the hunt to get it killed. Now, GoldenPanzer has stabilized for the moment, but he's still like 438 points behind, which is not insignificant. Airport doesn't have a lot of high-value zones. Back zones here are 2-pointers, but getting there is quite hard. Especially pushing this zone seems just impossible. Here you at least have the village you can push through, and then you have the few buildings here. On the other side, it's just openness everywhere. So yeah, he really needs to get going, in my opinion, and not give Blitz-War enough time to build up a defensive line so that he can get into like either Elena or Emma. Well, optimally he would get into both, but there's a lot of infantry at the top side already. AA as well, some AMX 1390s. Those are quite funny little vehicles because they have an autoloader and a very high rate of fire. Pretty sure they have the highest rate of fire of any tank or tank-like vehicle in the game. But the problem is that they have heat rounds, so their very lackluster penetration doesn't even get better if they get closer to the target. But there are obviously still good support vehicles against soft targets or lightly armored targets. So let's see whether they will do the job. The web in the backline gets killed. Unsurprisingly, some infantry coming in at the bottom side for Blitz-War, though I don't really know why. There's nothing to lose for him here, point-wise. Artillery still trying to go on a battery, and that's not the thing you would want to do with your artillery at the moment. LGP again being used on fairly low-value targets. That's also a big problem of using LGBs against those reserve divisions. Like, what do you use your LGBs on against them? Everything just is so cheap that using a 300-point plane really seems like a bad choice, and it is a bad choice. So I'm a bit surprised that GoldenPanzer didn't just take the dive bomber you get in 39th. It's an amazing plane. But yeah, well, either way, now there is some push starting into Elena. The bottom side not really moving, also no real way for Blitz-War to get anything going there. Milan 2 might get sniped by the Conquerors while it's still in its vehicle. Infantry being deployed here, but I mean, 3 of those are reservists with no AT. No, 4 actually. The commandos, which are obviously a very good squad. Sorry. The Martians, I'm gonna call them, are also a decent squad. No, also resolute. And have an AT launcher and a sniper rifle. But they're a bit far out. Supply truck also getting sniped by the Conquerors, really doing a great job. GoldenPanzer moving his Acacia around so it doesn't get counter-batteried, very well done. Though the second one hasn't been used in quite some time, I feel. MI-24 being moved up, though he has to be a little bit cautious. There is a Mistral at the top side. There was only one. I was sure there would have been more than just one. The Crowtail is at the top side. There's actually 2 of them and 2 Mistral, so a lot of air defense, and 152nd doesn't get a lot of it. So this is like a third of his air defense he has available. So don't know whether this was the right prioritization. To be fair, GoldenPanzer also has a lot of forces here that aren't doing anything. But it doesn't really matter at the moment because he is steadily pushing into Elena. And Blitz-War isn't able to stop it because he didn't have any Milan. I mean, the Milan 2 was coming in and was sniped. Yeah, okay, that's unlucky. But it should have been there way earlier. Like, he was here, waited for way too long to get it there. And you would need also a lot more than just 1 Milan. At least 2. And then also some of the Mephisto vehicles. Then also some tanks. Get them here in the forest line and try to go for some side shots. Like, you don't have any other choice with such a shitter division. That's why I don't understand why he took it on airport. Like, he is in such a helpless position now. The Super Itendar comes in, gets hit, maybe even killed. Oh no, gets out. So the other one, the cluster one, dies. One Conquerors died in return. I mean, I guess that's something. A-77 coming in, killing the other cluster plane as well. So that's, yeah, both cluster planes now dead. 2 very important tools to deal with GoldenPanzer's T-80s, and the AT plane will be out for repairs for quite a long time. The Alpha Jets are most likely all dead at the moment, or most of them are dead. Artillery is not going to do a lot against the T-80s advancing. And you have T-80s, BMP-2s, BTRs, so just the whole shebang of long-range fire support and, well, T-80 isn't really fire support, just the main battle tank against a division that gets no main battle tanks at all. And the long-range fire support is, well, okay, no, it's not bad because you have a lot of 50 cal vehicles, but it's like very good soft long range fire support. Nothing that great against tanks that can also take the damage. Like as I said, the Mephisto doesn't even have smoke. That's very bad. Yeah, Alpha Jet Napalm getting killed by the SU-27. And no long range AA at the bottom side at all. 2 Crotates at the top side doing nothing. They're mobile, like, you can move them around. Those are not Eyehawks or something. They are wheeled or tracked. Can't remember. Oh, I think they're wheeled. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, so wheeled. You can move them around. Like, you really need them in the center. And now Golden Panzer will get the +2. There's pretty much now no way for Blitz-War to get back into the sector. So he has to come up with some solution for this. More and more units coming in for Golden Panzer to really secure this position, and then he can just from here and here attack Emma from 2 directions and then go easily into Anna. And yeah, there's no way for Blitz-War to stop that. And at this rate, Golden Panzer doesn't even need to do it because holding only Elena is already enough. Commando reservists moving back in, but there are 2 Acacias. I would always prefer, by the way, to put both howitzers on the same target. I know some people like splitting it up, but to me, howitzers are still too unreliable to kill units in buildings sometimes, so I would rather have both of them fire at the same building. Then split up their fire, though. I mean, I guess it's fine. In this case, the command retreats instantly again because it almost got killed. Though it's being held back a little bit too close. Oh, he moves it back in. Why does he move it back in an active artillery barrage? That's really... No, why? Why would you do that? That was really not the play. And now we see a lot of vehicles being actually on the side of Blitz-War. But none of them can do anything against the T-80s. The EBR can barely kill off a BGR because it has such a bad accuracy. Are we targeting to something? The T-80 most likely gets the AMX-13. And yeah, this is just... there's really not much you can do. Nice hit by the Werp Mephisto on the T-80. If it would have been a side shot, it would have been dead instantly. Another MiG-27 LGB coming in to bomb. Did you bomb an AMX-13 or a Werp Mephisto? Come on. At least bomb like the tier or something. Or if you want to kill singular infantry squads, try to target elite ones. Because 152nd also doesn't get a lot of them. And get rid of them. EBR finally kills the BTR. EBR, BTR, a lot of TRs in this game. Now the shitbox blob is being moved around, but yeah, really looking grimmer and grimmer for Blitz-War. Starting to try something at the bottom side. I mean, the commandos will take care of the Rezvedka very easily. And the Motostroike will then also not stand a high chance of winning against them. But he doesn't even have a command. No, he has a command. He has a infantry command nearby, actually. No, okay, never mind. But he has to move across. He could unload the Mistral and put the command in. And then try to drive in. Yeah, but even then, like, the Mi-24 will just completely stop this advance. If you hold him back here, like, what's he gonna do? He will have to move his Mistrals over the open to engage you, and then the helicopter can easily kill them off. Which is what I mean when I say you have to use your helicopters actually intelligently and not just YOLO them into the enemy and kill off the manpads, because your helicopters can take 3 hits from most of them. Though to be fair, against the Mistral they could always only take 2 hits. But yeah, use them defensively. That's basically what they would have been used for anyway, because surprisingly enough, a low-flying thing is pretty vulnerable against manpads that were developed to specifically counter them. You know, the Mi-24 made that learned that lesson the hard way in Afghanistan. More infantry coming in at the top and more shitboxes. So yeah, that's kind of the advantage of 152nd. You get a lot of those shitboxes. You can take so many of them, but it doesn't really matter. Like, you can have 10 of them. 10 of them will still not pen the T-80 BV. They just have no chance. You can't pen it. It outranges you. and I'm pretty sure also just one hits you at basically every range. 19 pen against 3 armor, yeah, this like you stand no chance. You need to pair them up maybe with the ATGM vehicles, maybe then you have a chance. But even then, that's only early on where there's only a few of those tanks. Now, like, uh, no, there's 2 T-80BVs here, one more at the bottom side, infantry coming in. By the way, did the helicopter die at the bottom side? I think it did. Or was it rerouted? I might be blind. Artillery targeting the backline here with all the vehicles in it. Blitz-War will try to move up the command jeep, but will the T-80 see it? Might see it, though. The T-80 needs to watch out that it doesn't die to the Milan 2, and it dies to the Milan 2. Yeah, that was a mistake. Don't know why he didn't smoke it off. Maybe you had already used the smoke. Su-27's flying around, but it doesn't really even need to do it. There's only 2 AT planes left on GoldenPanzer's side. Well, I guess he needs to do it because 2 AT planes can still be dangerous. But I mean, even if they would come in and kill a single tank, they would most likely be shot down by the EA fairly quickly, which is now also on the field in numbers for GoldenPanzer. And you can see the bottom side attack going nowhere at all, especially not against all the infantry and fire support that is now at the bottom side. Artillery helping with the center. Yeah, command jeep being killed. And I really don't see how Blitz-War can get back into this. The top side is also not moving at all for him. Like, look at this. What is he gonna do against the T-80? Nothing. The only way you have is honestly air spam. And this has to be done very early on before your enemy can get up an A in it, because most of your strike aircraft are 6 HP alpha jets. And the good ones, the super return darts, don't get the numbers. And yeah, Blitz-War surrenders. So this means we're at 1-1. So we will get a third game. And in this case, I think Blitz-War just lost himself the game by picking 152nd. Don't really. Maybe he just wanted to try the new division. I can understand that. But on this map, it makes no sense in my opinion. Yeah. Also, obviously, I don't know who picked first. Though it would be very weird if Blitz-War counter-picked 152nd. I would honestly think that GoldenPanzer counter-picked 152nd by picking 39th. And yeah, you can see Akatse here being used very well. Here, counter-battering the mortar and getting the command jeep as well. Command infantry, Milans, all the jazz, T-80BV, not performing too well. Conquer Zero getting 2 Milan 2s. That's a pretty good kill list for Conquerors, especially if you're playing as an infantry division that heavily relies on those Milan 2. AA obviously getting all the jets of Blitz-War together with the fighters, HU-27. And Mi-24, you can see needing to get rid of a lot of the VAPs. Though this might have honestly almost paid for itself, especially with the VAP Mephisto on top. T-80BV here, getting a bunch of stuff killed. Like, those don't cost that many points, but the T-80BV was also basically untouchable except from the air. So it was just a slow grind against all this cheap stuff. And I mean, in this game, it is honestly basically impossible to get to like trade 1-for-1 with your tanks. Because what are they gonna kill? AMX-13s? They cost nothing. It's 60 points per tank. It's ridiculously cheap. But just keep them at range and keep damaging them. As I said, there's nothing they can do against it. Literally nothing. BMP2 here getting a pretty decent kill list as well. And there you can see OGB, that's very, very bad. This is disappointing. 2 commandos being killed by 1 T-80. That's definitely high value kill. Because how many do you get of them? Yeah, oh no, you get actually 8, though he took 1 card added, so you only get 6. That's your choice. Other cards are getting 2 of the other Milan 2s. And yeah, so basically just the artillery being very important, and the AA On the other hand, Milan 2 getting a bunch of BTRs, so good value, at least for the unit. But other than that, yeah, you can see even his own artillery, he tried to counter battery his enemy all the time, even though his enemy has SPGs. Also interesting, by the way, that Golden took 2 cards of your Katsias. Don't really know why you wouldn't at least take like 1 card of the Grats. But okay. So he wasted so many artillery barrages, and in the end he only got 1 coup and 2 conquers. That's not good. And other than that, you can see no unit performed like even close to well at all. Even this Alpha Jet got 2 kills, and I think that's the best performing air unit. Except for where's the one cluster plane that got the T80? Well, I can't find it. But yeah, the one cluster plane that got the T80 performed better, but that's literally it. Yeah, that is it. That is. Yeah, guys, don't pick infantry divisions on open maps. That's not a good idea. At least pick some mechanized division. You need some sort of long range capabilities. But anyway, thanks for the guys for playing. Was definitely an interesting matchup, seeing the new division in play. And as I said, 1-1, so there's going to be a third game. Hope to see you then. And until then, have a beautiful day. See you next time. Bye bye.